Thank you so much to Andy Sparling once again joining us on his latest book project. Well, over to Hospice Quinte we go. We are joined by the Communications and Outreach Coordinator, Lisa McMurter. Lisa, thank you so much for taking the time.
Well, thanks so much for having me.
How are your programs been adapting right now with COVID-19?
Well, it's been quite challenging for both the staff and for our volunteers. We're a really compassionate group here at Hospice, and due to the pandemic, we've had to temporarily suspend all of our in-person delivery of our programs, which would include the visiting hospice service, our bereavement support groups, and the caregiver support we were providing. So we've moved everything on to a telephone delivery service, if you will. So we're now providing peer telephone bereavement support for individuals in the community who are looking for some support with their grief. And we're also offering peer telephone caregiver support. This is provided by our Hospice Quinte volunteers, the individuals who are trained to go out into the community and to actually make the in-home visits to our clients. And we're also still doing some client intake by phone. We have staff here in the office every day. We're available by phone and email. And we have our existing clients. They're receiving their visits by phone as well by their current volunteers. So we're not able to do as much in-home practical support for our clients right now, but we're doing everything that we can to support their social and their emotional, mental well-being.
Speaking of reaching out though, Lisa, can you talk a bit more about Operation Shear that we've seen in the headlines?
Absolutely. That was something we were so excited to be a part of. And really, I think the brains behind that operation was Jan McInnes, and she's our visiting service coordinator. She's the one who goes out into the community and pairs everybody up with our volunteers to ensure that they're receiving the support that they need. So what we did is we prepared care packages for the 32 clients that we have currently on our roster of clients. They're across Quinte region, so from Belleville to Deseronto. We prepared these lovely care packages and dropped them off, according to wherever they were located. And we really just wanted to show these individuals that they're still on our mind. We're still here for them. Even though we're not able to be there with them in person, we really tried to put something together to show them that, Hospice Quinte is still here. And I mean, in a way, they are an extension of our own little family here. And our volunteers have the ability to really create relationships with the clients that they're paired with. So when all of a sudden those visits stopped, those relationships don't stop. The friendships don't stop. So it's been very challenging, but we received a lot of really lovely thank you notes from clients, and even some of the volunteers were reaching out to us and thanking us for providing the packages to their clients, because it really did make a difference.
What's the status on volunteers with Hospice Quinte? We've talked to a lot of organizations that have seen various drops and dips at certain times, with of course being mindful of physical distancing and their own personal health. So what's the status right there?
So we've actually still been getting applications coming in for new volunteers, from supporting us with our fundraising to providing support through the visiting program as well. So we're not currently offering any volunteer training at this moment because of the pandemic, but we are certainly still trying to put our volunteers to work, and they're very much eager to continue doing the work that they've been doing for us. So.
Well, that's good that the numbers have been okay then. And we have to ask this, Lisa, of course, the Capitol building. Could you give us a bit of an update on that?
Absolutely. So we are so excited to announce that we're at 60% of our overall goal for the project. And we are definitely moving forward with breaking ground this summer. So the train has left the station, I've been told.
Yeah, and the Quinte region really has a bit of a different challenge. As you mentioned before, I mean, the numbers are quite different with our senior population compared to other areas. Could you give us a bit of an insight as to
Absolutely.
what we're dealing with long term right now?
So one of the things that I learned very quickly at Hospice Quinte is that we don't just serve seniors. That's one of the biggest misconceptions that we find in the community. About 40% of the clients that we serve are actually between the ages of 18 and 65. And here in Quinte, we actually have a higher than provincial average of a senior population. And Watson Associates economists back in 2019, they shared some information about this, the city of Belleville. So the population of our 75 plus age group is actually anticipated to double by the year 2041. So considering the vast group of seniors that we have here, we really need to start taking into consideration preparing for end of life and what their final wishes are in terms of how they wish to be cared for. And I really hate to limit those conversations just to seniors as well. In the midst of this pandemic, we really never know, when our time is and when someone else is going to need to speak for us. A lot of patients who are diagnosed with COVID-19 wind up on a respirator. And if you wind up on a respirator, you unfortunately cannot speak for yourself. So throughout this pandemic, we've also been really trying to create some awareness about advanced care planning, which is essentially sitting down and putting some thought into how you wish to be cared for at your end of life. And that even goes as far as determining who your substitute decision maker would be. And that is the individual who, by law, can make all those decisions on your behalf pertaining to your personal and health care.
Okay, so if I'm perhaps going through an end-of-life care and making sure that I've got kind of everything organized, do I need something legal or how does it work for me to, let's say, go ahead and make a plan?
So there are a lot of really great resources online. So you'll want to visit Speak Up Ontario. This website basically contains all the information that you need to prepare for your end of life. It provides all kinds of really nice resources and guides that actually will walk you through the steps to make that plan. It's always encouraged when you are planning for your end of life to put this in writing. And depending on what it is that you're planning for, you will likely need to have some kind of paperwork or application filled out, especially for the substitute decision maker. By law in Ontario, we all have one already basically assigned to us, whether that be your spouse, your partner, your adult children. There is a hierarchy that they follow to assign that person, but let's say you wanted your children to make the decisions for you instead of your partner, then you would have to go ahead and fill out the appropriate paperwork for your substitute decision maker.
All right, Lisa, thanks for the information. Lots to really digest and uncover, especially now that we have all those sorts of time, unfortunately, during the pandemic, but also time to reflect too about our own personal relationships and how we should go forward. Lastly, on Hospice Quinte, though, if you're still looking for more money, where can we go to donate?
Oh, if you're looking to donate, please visit us at hospicequinte.ca. Right on the homepage, you'll find a link that will direct you to the Heart and Home Building Campaign, which is the building fund that is funding the construction of our 6-bed Hospice Quinte Care Center in Bayside. And if anybody is looking for any information in terms of caregiver support, bereavement support, or advanced care planning, please also visit our website. We have a treasure trove of tools and resources and even some audio podcasts on there that make, doing research a little bit more fun.
All right, well, Lisa McMurter, the Communications and Outreach Coordinator with Hospice Quinte, certainly thank you so much for the information. We have a lot to now learn, and thanks also to Jody Jenkins and Andy Sparling as well. Take care.
Thank you so much. Take care.